I Am Your Beast, the new brain experience by Strange Scaffold, developer of El Paso Elsewhere, El Paso Nightmare, and Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. I have become Alphonse Harding. I thought I was out of the Covert Operations Initiative, a shadowy, government-y organization that loves oil as much as it hates entities outside the Imperial core that own oil. The boss comes calling for one more job, but I adamantly resist. Time and time again, level after level, he calls, asking me to do my job, and every time I give a pass so hard, and therefore so dense, that it creates a black hole that I hide inside. I Am Your Beast is a game about avoiding work. In order to stop working forever, I would have to kill everyone who wants me to go to work. Each work avoidance level in the game requires copious helpings of dying and retrying, short bursts of death-defying playgrounds and death-creating explosion barrels. After a while, how much time I don't recall, I feel hypnotized by the repetition, like driving at night and forgetting how much road is now behind me, mesmerized into a deep trance by the sight of blood. The game begins with a gentle hymn, sung by electronic keyboards, beckoning me inside the forest of the game. The main menu is a beautiful winter day, untainted by the taint of man's taint. A bird flies overhead, unconcerned by taints gargantuan and minuscule. I want to be that free. Men in ski masks from the COI have come to unretire me, to send me back into action to assassinate the latest brown head of state. A ski mask kills my favorite bird, the one that symbolizes my freedom. How dare you upset me so on the nose metaphorically? For that you will die, as will anyone standing next to you via guilt by association strong-style melee. I Am Your Beast is a series of murder-tastic playgrounds, each level only lasting a minute or two, but each level is also challenging enough to force me to die several times before completion. Even after completion, I need to go back sometimes to accomplish more before I can continue. Those are the rules. In some cases, this takes dozens of attempts. Based on these Steam achievements, not everyone makes it through these blood-soaked, bear-trapped, body-catastrophizing Death Valley desert sandboxes. After tutorializing me, the game sends me on my first mission: kill some dudes in the snow. I happily oblige and encounter my first glimpse of the jank. I was sent on this mission before I Am Your Beast could be patched and updated. The missions crack and crawl and stutter and stop, as if there are too many enemies on my cathode ray tube television playing the Nintendo Entertainment System. Do people really mind the jank in a video game? When I think of a great video game, I think of the meat of the game, too big for its own skeleton, to the point that it can barely move. I think of game-breaking bugs that I can exploit to win. I think of the developer's dreams, mostly accomplished. The errors a signature of ambition. Well, sir, if that's jank, then jank me off. This poultice brush assumes a lot about my knowledge of poultice brush. The walkie-talkie narrates my action. The communication also gives me deep insight into the minds of killers.
Let me know when you need to go to the bathroom. I'll take watch.
I'm fine.
What do you mean you're fine? I haven't seen you piss all day, dude.
The fuck, do you watch me piss?
No! Stop deflecting!
Alright, look. If I go to the bathroom, he'll get me, okay? And if I just up and shit myself, then Harding will still get me, and my mom will have to go to my funeral and look down on her boy and know that he shit himself right before he died. So yeah, I'm gonna fucking hold it. Are you happy?
You need to piss, Alan.
What Alan does not realize is that he will never piss again. Mission after mission, death after death, left me spent and exhausted, like a lover who came so hard that the landlord shut off the power. I avoided my work, paused my game, and justified it by the proximity to lunchtime. I checked my classic Casio F91W wristwatch, not lunchtime yet, but definitely snack time. Requiring nutrients to fuel my playthrough, I turned to my refrigerator, long ago adorned with a Windows Vaporwave logo and Japanese kanji characters that I may or may not be able to read. I retrieved a block of garlic herb premium cheddar cheese, the most luxurious cheese that costs less than $6. I also found sun-dried tomato and basil wheat thins that I will scroll across the camera now, like the opening of that one movie. Back to the game. The developers, in their wisdom, made throwing a knife at a ski mask a one-shot kill every time. Most ski masks take a few bullets unless I get the headshot, but the knife is always a headshot. A knife cannot detonate a barrel, but it is the perfect weapon for skull stabinating and melee. They recruited me, told me I would be a hero, that I would save our nation from immigrants and Medicare. They gave me 1 bullet and 14 guns, a helmet with insensitive slogans scrawled in white magic marker, crawling on my belly through the chewed-up butt meat. Birkin, my commanding officer, attempts to brainwash me into believing in his condensed and unexamined meaning of life. Birkin believes that discovering fulfillment in life is a matter of finding a box that best fits yourself. I disagree, as the terms are too rigid to be fulfilling, and such a box would be limiting. Finding a box sounds like finding a prison, 4 walls surrounding myself, forever. I would rather create myself.
I am the box.
I Am Your Beast begins at the end of my career in the exciting world of state-sanctioned headshot bonus points. I don't grow from plucky young cadet to cold-hearted killer to the menu screen. I experience life during the most dangerous, exciting, and personally fulfilling time, the day the bosses were finally told no. I am not inundated with flashbacks, and there is no prequel. No Batman Begins or Shakespeare in Love that traces my origins. Ugh, this one level is so hard. I don't even want to know how many times I failed. You know what? I've never actually seen Shakespeare in Love.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Feeling the gut-wrenching urge to procrastinate, I watched Shakespeare in Love for the first time. Verily, yon movie doth satisfy mine urge. Truth be told, I thought this was dope. Late 90s, end of the century Shakespeare about to celebrate the Willennium by chasing after Gwyneth Paltrow before she became the Goop Master General? Why do people not like this movie? It was fucking great! I love that Shakespeare's patron looks like the historical Shakespeare, whereas our boy, Big Bill Shakewaits, looks like some scruffy but determined social climber because he was, right? Shakespeare was neither rich nor poor growing up. His father was a glove maker, but not like the only game in town. There were 22 glove makers in Stratford at that time. I looked it up. By 21st century standards, we would say William Shakespeare grew up like a middle-class suburban white boy. Relative safety, but without much chance of being one of the glitterati. He was doomed to live the entirely comfortable but creatively unfulfilling life of the narrator from Fight Club, and we all know how that turned out. So instead of making everyone equal by eliminating digitally documented credit ratings through the foolproof plan of destroying low-stakes physical infrastructure, William Shakespeare became an actor and playwright. In scholarly circles, his writing is near universally beloved, but Shakespeare's quality as an actor is a contested matter. Brief and sometimes second-hand accounts are all that remains of this aspect of his talent. Because older performances existed long before the advent of even audio recording, our knowledge of ancient actors as actors is always going to be limited when compared to other artistic mediums. An artist who works in a medium with a lasting physical component, like paintings, sculpture, and the ink of the written word, will have their work recorded as the work itself. But because acting is ephemeral, temporary, and fleeting, this art simply stops existing when the acting stops. It is not happening anymore, and if it is not recorded and only exists in the memories of those who saw it, when those memories are lost within a generation, all these incredible performances, for all intents and purposes, no longer exist, like it never even happened. Ben Affleck is in this movie, and it might be the best casting choice in the history of pictures that move. Ben Affleck plays an actor whose abilities appear to be less than the fame he has accrued, which I'm sure critics at the time found amusing as well, but what they couldn't know, was this. We find out that both the actor and character are actually really good actors. Easy to like too. Ben Affleck's actor-character in this movie is prophetic to his entire career. What a unique way for this movie to age well. Jesus Christ, I'm pretty sure Ben Affleck says huzzah in this movie.
Huzzah! The Admiral's men are returned to the house!
Good God, nothing has ever been better than these 2 seconds from this movie. I also really like that William Shakespeare is wearing +1 scale armor throughout the entire movie in case a band of kobolds march on the theater. I say unto you, gentle ear inviting my whispers. As a former English literature teacher, this film felt made for my heart. If the film could be divorced from the shouldn't have won that Oscar black cloud that follows some good to great films and performances unfairly, maybe Shakespeare in Love's greatest contribution to the art form would no longer be that one scene from Scary Movie that jokingly spoiled the ending. By the way, I have now seen Shakespeare in Love once, but I have seen Scary Movie maybe, rough estimate, 20 times. I Am Your Beast features the voice acting of Xavier Nelson Jr. as Alphonse Harding.
Alphonse? You there? It's Byron.
What's up?
General Birkin just got 3 platoons of riflemen.
Do they have little blue decals on their go backs?
What?
Decals, little blue symbols. Should look like cross assault rifles, if it's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I think they have those.
Fuck.
Should I be worried?
About me? No.
He also voices James Savage in El Paso Elsewhere.
On my trip, I picture the pills in the bag with the pills and taking the pills in the bag with... It feels inevitable. A Nickelodeon on a loop. Courtesy of an addict's chemistry.
Also, much like that game, I Am Your Beast is pretty funny. It's a serious story, but with this light touch of cornball that creates a painful slice-of-life absurdism, like listening to the enemy ski mask comms audio and then engaging in first-person interactive, dramatic irony.
How stupid is Harding to take us on?
Agent down!
I feel sorry for the ski masks. Based on the comms audio, they really bought into Birkin's philosophy. They reported for duty in the box prison, not even considering scaling the walls, for they had become institutionalized. The game's UI, icons, splashes, flashes, and displays purposefully and with forethought over-gamify this gritty story. This makes me feel things. It makes me feel introspective about how I engage with the art of video games. And in more specific terms, my mind wanders to modern military shooters and the more state propagandistic elements, and how these elements are incorporated into the gameplay. I never liked those shooters though. Give me fantasy, sci-fi, and horror as my backdrop. The narrative of I Am Your Beast unashamedly and openly opposes extra-legal military interventionism, freedom as a pretext for empire.
Please, Birkin. I'm really not taking the job.
Damn it, Harding. There are innocent men in that forest that you are cutting down for a foolish tantrum.
You know what's funny? That you only bring up innocent men when it sounds like I'm not going to do what I'm told? And fly halfway around the world to put a bullet in somebody's head so a friend of some senator can make more money next year. I'm not taking the job.
Picking up what this game is throwing down, I decide to kick it up a notch. Roll into the options menu, turn off the sensational pulse-pounding Cursplosion orchestra, and load up I Am Your Beast with some classic arcade game soundtracks to complete this "Do you think this is a game?" ultra vibe.
Do you think this is a game?
Well, sir, I'm blasting the OST from the Metal Slug X Super Vehicle version of Metal Slug 2 right now. Does that answer your question? Hey, wait a minute. In Scary Movie, when Brenda is talking during Shakespeare in Love, spoilers here, fair warning, I could have sworn that Brenda said, "They don't even sleep together in the end." All these years, I thought this was the one thing I knew about Shakespeare in Love, but they definitely do sleep together. Am I remembering this wrong? Okay, that's it.
Surprise, bitch.
Scary Movie is a feature-length, in-living color sketch, Sans Fly Girls, released to theaters in the year 2000, the official first year of the future. In the decade prior, writer Kevin Williamson and director Wes Craven gave us Scream and Scream 2, slasher movies that deconstruct their own subgenre, not by subverting expectations or avoiding well-trod territory in that way that all art is about art. No, the Scream movies deconstruct slasher movies by telling you, the audience, through dialogue that practically stares at the camera, the thesis and conclusions of this deconstruction. Fun. This mode of baked-in, unambiguous commentary resembles the reference humor in spoof movies, in everything but genre. Scary Movie is no more or less a meditation on movies outside of its own film stock than Scream. It just has better jokes.
What would have been your last words to Drew?
Run, bitch! Run!
Oh wait, Brenda does not say that they don't sleep together in the end. She says they don't even stay together in the end. The music swelled, everyone was yelling around her, and I brain farted this somehow. So in the, let's face it, iconic movie spoiler scene of Scary Movie, Brenda did not end up spoiling Shakespeare in Love for me specifically because I misheard her. Sensational! I got to somehow enjoy this scene while somehow not spoiling Shakespeare in Love for myself 24 years after Scary Movie was released. I prepare for more I Am Your Beast. Remember, this video is ostensibly about that? I love that I get to stomp on these guys like they're Goombas, splatting these guys with my feet from far up in the heavens, or splatting these guys with my feet from a much shorter distance are both tactile and enjoyable experiences. Many of the best missions have hornets' nests. Headshots, exploding barrels, all great, but firing at a hornet nest and stinging the ski masks to death has a delightfully cartoonish cruelty to it. For me, the most challenging mission is Permafrost, not because it's all that special or has any unique features, and it's only about halfway through the game. It's just that it's wave after wave of enemies, and out of every mission in the game, I died the most here and had the most trouble getting through. Ah, I am Fortune's fool! After at least 30 failures, I finally put it all together. I used everything I had learned in my experience thus far and utilized it to just kill everything. By my last run through Permafrost, I had created myself. If you try to put me in a prison, I will
Shit on these walls!
After I finished playing I Am Your Beast, I took another break and started to play Click Holding, another game by Strange Scaffold, the creator of Purgatory Dungeoneer. Click Holding is a play on the word cuckold, a husband with an adulterous wife. By coincidence, this word and act was featured prominently in the works of William Shakespeare, but enough about that guy.
Let's play a video game.
There is no wife or husband in Click Holding. In the game, I am a mystery individual in a motel room, and the only other character is this man, this entity, this mask. The Clickhold looks swollen and busted, as if Joe Camel kept forgetting the first 2 rules of Fight Club. He has blood on his shirt, or at least something resembling blood. In Click Holding, I click the mouse or the spacebar on my keyboard, and my avatar responds by clicking the tally counter. As I do, the Clickhold becomes satisfied. He makes various demands. Click over there. Click over here. Click with the TV on. Click while looking at a painting. Click in the bathroom. When the click turns over at 10,000, my task would be complete, and I would receive my payment. I notice that I can hold down the spacebar, and the clicking can continue at an even pace, but that feels like cheating. I want to get the full experience. To keep myself honest, I record myself playing the game. I think that it might be a fun challenge for the video. Although my Steam app claims that this game cannot be used with a controller, I soon find that my controller map allows for my joystick to work in pretty much every game. As I endlessly click, I recognize that after I am done with this game, I will tap the buttons on my controller for something else, and I will inevitably think of Click Holding. Well played, Strange Scaffold. I can't wait to play Super Amazing Wagon Adventure right after this and see what happens to my body. At click 6,999, the Clickhold tells me to hold and delay gratification. As I near 10,000, the Clickhold does this. In no uncertain terms, I am being told that if I continue, the Clickhold will go through with it. Horrific, isn't it? But I do want that Steam achievement, so... Great game, provocative. Even after realizing it was training me to have a controller fetish, I played to the end.
Howdy, folks. Chad and Shakespeare's. Don't know if you've heard of us before. But
I'm sorry, what? Did he say Chads and Shakespeare's?
we've got a little song here about the end of the world.
I am rocked and thrown off course.
Kiss me, the world is ending.
I am the box, but I am drifting not only through a stream of my own consciousness, but the oceans of time that existed long before me. A box doesn't always float in the water, though. Unless that box is a ship.
Today there's no pretenses. Today I've no defenses. No, I love. Today.